Okay, I keep getting poor wireless connection, poor whatever. So yeah, welcome to this conversation tonight. I really hope that this is going to be eye-opening for many people. Um, Welcome. And if you're watching this as a replay, please ensure to stick to the end. I have a very special gift for you. If you're going to stick to the end of this video, but if you're here with me live, please, I want you to say something. Engage in the comment section. Say something. Say a few words in the comment section. Let me just know that you're watching live. And then this conversation is meant to trigger somebody. It's meant to actually push somebody to do something different. I'll be saying some things and I'll be saying them very directly. So don't be hot. Don't be hot. Don't feel bad when I say some of those things too directly. And one of the things I'm going to start with is a quote, a very popular quote. I don't know who made the quote. But then the quote goes this way: that stupidity or madness, stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get different results. Okay? So, why did I start with this? A lot of times people people come around and complain, okay, this is what's going on. I got a job, they're not paying me well, the working environment is not good, working conditions are poor, it's toxic, all of those things, right? But then it begs a question: what were you expecting? Like, what were you expecting? We tend to really trust these people so much that we can afford to, to commit ourselves to them without expectation of being heartbroken. Okay, you tend to overtrust systems and people who also have their own agenda, their own goals, their own personal and selfish ambitions, right? So this conversation is meant to drive something. Okay, it's meant to drive something. It's meant to drive a change. It's meant to prompt action, to think differently. Okay, so yeah, the first thing I would want to do is not even do. I would like to know if you can hear me first of all. So if you can hear me, please drop it in the comments. I'd like to see your comments here. I want this to be very short, and I hope people can hear me. That's my major fear. That's my main fear about this whole thing. End up doing a video speaking for a lot of minutes or hours, and then at the end of the day, it turns out to be that people were not hearing. So please, if you're joining, let me know that you're joining. Let me know that you can hear me, and then secondly or thirdly, let me feel the energy. Just put down something in the comment section. Okay, put down your word, something. So let me know that you're following, or share, please. So yeah, if you share, tag me. No, you don't even need to tag me. I'll know those who shared. But I would really appreciate this because more and more people need to join this conversation. More and more people need to understand what's going on. So first off, I'll be standing and sitting intermittently. So there'll be some movement in my camera. So first off, I want to use this opportunity and let people know that there are options, right? There are options for you as a creative, as an employee, whatever. There are options for you. So you cannot expect to submit to the same system that frustrated your father, frustrated your mother, frustrated your brothers, frustrated your sisters, your cousins, everybody around you, your friends, the same system. And then, you want to submit and commit to that same system and expect not to be frustrated. It doesn't happen that way. The chances that you will not be frustrated are quite slim. So the whole conversation around work, around jobs, is like a pyramid scheme. So you hear people say, oh, everybody cannot become entrepreneurs. Everybody cannot become entrepreneurs. But why are we grooming everyone to become, degree holders and salary earners, why are we grooming the system is so much wired that once you are born into this world, next thing is to go to school, work for somebody, produce children and die. So it seems like it's a very predictable, move. So what I'm trying to say now is that we have to start thinking differently, right? So how can you make an alternative for yourself? How can you create that alternative, right? Why do you need this conversation? Why do you need to step out of this system a little bit, just a little bit? I'm not saying that you don't have to work. So the whole thing around employability, work, life generally, the whole conversation is really around, okay, who has a job and who doesn't have a job, whether you're employed and earning salary and all that. And then there are extremes. People will come to the extreme of it. Some people will come and say, oh no, forget all of these people that are saying, start something. You need to work with somebody first. You need to work with people first. Some people will come and tell you, me, I worked with somebody for 10 years. I was somebody for 20 years before I could be on my own. I had to learn the ropes. I had to do this and do that. I had to intern. I had to work for free. I had to do all of this, right? Then, they push it with their life. They push it as if their life depends on it. There are other people who will come and say, be your own boss, fire your boss. If you're working somewhere, quit today, right? That doesn't make sense. That's not what I preach. That's not what I tell people. It doesn't make sense. So you end up quitting today, and then tomorrow hunger pursues you back to the same place that you ran away from. So yeah, there's a whole lot to the conversation, like I was saying, that we need to have. First off, what's the way out? And I'll say the simple answer is this: the way out is value creation. Value creation. The way out of the financial desperation, the way out of the frustration and stagnation, the way out of these toxic work systems and all of that is value creation. So it's not just about creating value or having value. So one is having the innate value, right? In terms of mindset, in terms of abilities, in terms of, of vision or drive, ambition, all of those ones, they are innate value, But then there has to be a second phase of it where the value begins to come out to something that's tangible and visible, something that actually solves other people's problems. And that's where creation comes in. So you have to be, you must have value. You must possess value, right? And then you must be able to create value. And then you must be able to sell the value that you're offering or the value that you are creating. You must possess that value. You must have skills, relevant skills. You must be able to, to identify things that you have that can make the society different or that can make the world better, right? Secondly, you must be able to create those things. Bring it out from your head. So it's not just innate value. Oh, you think you're a nice person. You think you are a very, emotionally intelligent person. But it's innate. It's still inside of you. But when you begin to say, okay, a lot of people are having this issue in organizations, in families, and all of that. Let me take this virtue that I have, professionalize it, systematize it, productize it, right? Create content around it. Let me push this thing out to help people. That's when it becomes creation. That's the second level. You are creating value. Okay, you are professionalizing, you are packaging. In fact, packaging should be here. You are creating a system around the value that you process. You are packaging it, you are creating it, you are putting it out, and then the next stage is to sell it. That's the last stage. Sell that value. Find creative ways to sell the value. Now, when it comes to empowerment and autonomy, being able to live life at your own terms, two things matter in this whole equation. Two things matter. Number one is entrepreneurship. Well, let me start with intrapreneurship. Intra, we don't get to hear this often, but it's very important. Let me turn my camera. Let's see. Okay. So this This will help us give some clarity, put some clarity to this conversation. Okay? Let me use this. Okay, so look at this now, right? I wanted to write it Intrapreneurship. This is one. And then Entrepreneurship. Yeah, that's it. So now, what is this about? We know this one. We know this entrepreneurship. Yeah, we know entrepreneurship very well, but it seems like this is often forgotten. This is usually forgotten. Okay, so now this entrepreneurship is about starting something in your name, starting a creative venture. The mistake people make here is that they always think this has to be about creating a business, starting a business, right? Running a registered business, building a professional brand, all of those big things in your head. You know, that's what people think about entrepreneurship. Opening a shop somewhere, right? Or starting a company and becoming the CEO. That's what they think about entrepreneurship. But that's not often true. Sometimes this entrepreneurship simply refers to creating entrepreneurial ventures, creating stuff that are monetizable, selling your skills. So skills, services, knowledge, right? So this is skill, service, knowledge, right? These are the three major things that you can build an entrepreneurial venture around: skill, service, and knowledge. Most other things will fall under this. And truth be told, you don't need shishi to even start up here. If you are starting a business, yes, you need to register business, you need to do this. You are starting a proper business or company. You need to go through the legal everything to start a business. But there are some other things that are by the side that you may not really have to go through all of this work here. It could be as simple as selling your skill, monetizing your skill, making money around that skill. All of these things are intertwined. Skill, service, knowledge, they are all intertwined. So you know how to speak. People want to learn how to speak from you. You can monetize that. You know how to save marriages. You know how to write. You know how to... People want to learn how to write. People tell you, oh, you always dress well. They want to learn how to dress. There's a whole lot of things there. So skill, knowledge, service. What is it that you can do? There are plenty types of services that you can easily monetize. One of them being affiliate marketing. Being able to get a product that somebody else needs and show them where to get the product, right? You have an affiliate link, or you are serving as an in-person affiliate. So you buy this and then you go and sell it. I mean, you give it to the other person and then you get a commission for referring the person to buy the product. There are different types of services. Cleaning is a service. Cooking is a service. The problem is that over here in Africa, we have started imitating the Westerners to depend so much on white-collar jobs, to think that is the only way we can survive. Okay? So, it could be as easy as helping somebody find a product and earning a commission for that. Skill, service, knowledge. Some people are already very skilled very knowledgeable, and in fact, at this stage of their lives, they should be serving as mentors. They should be offering mentorship to people. People are looking at you and they're like, wow, I'd like to learn more from you. I would like to know more. I would like to learn more. But because you don't know that that's a possibility, the only thing that we know to be work is office life, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 8 to 5, 8 to 7. Can't you see how frustrated most of us are? Like, most Nigerians living in Nigeria are frustrated from their work. Their work is one of the major reasons they are living unhealthy lives. You don't have time to go to the gym. You don't have time to eat healthy food. You run away in the morning when there's no sunlight. Then you come back by 5 p.m. You start coming out by 5 or 4 p.m. when the sunlight has also gone down. When will you even get vitamin D? The major source of vitamin D for the way it's metabolized in the human body is sunlight. But most people don't receive sunlight because they are Monday to Friday, they are running up and down in offices, sitting in bad chairs that are hurting their backs, not eating properly because they leave in the morning and forget to eat, then come back maybe by 5 p.m. tired and hungry, and then they overeat. They end up eating junks, Ribena and Gala, all the time. So when do you really have time for your own life? Right? Relationships are damaging. Families are breaking because of the same work. At the end of the day, it's as if transport fare is competing with your salary. So how long? For how long is this going to continue? For how long will you remain like this? Okay? So that is just making a case for entrepreneurship. It's just me making a case for entrepreneurship. So it's not just about this, which is what many people see. It's not just about starting a business. Okay, registering a company name, limited liability company and all of that. No. The woman flying Akara by the street side is probably not running any company, doesn't have an office or a store, but she makes way more money than a lot of corporate civil servants wearing suit and perambulating up and down. So think about all of the dark sides, all of the demerits, all of the challenges, all of the risks. Going to work every day of your life, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. almost every single day. A lot of young ladies, let me say this, may sound a bit, controversial, but it's true. A lot of young ladies are not married, and they will not marry when they desire to. Why? Because a lot of their creative time, a lot of their ripe season was buried in offices. Am I saying the right person cannot find them in their offices? No. But what's the chance? What's the chance? What are the odds that you will find the person inside your office, the same office that everybody's fighting and quarreling, that you have already said all the men there don't have plenty sense like that? So what time do they have? Monday to Friday is gone. Saturday is the only time you are free and you wash, cook, and do other things. Then on Sunday, you go to church. You probably have an office in church, and then every other activity swamps the entire weekend. And then you are back to Monday. Monday's having the record for when the day with the highest number of heart attacks, which usually happens early in the morning. So, to what end? So why not think of what to start? Why not think of what you can monetize? At least to hold yourself together, at least so that you can have options. One of the reasons people get into abusive, toxic relationships with their partners, right, one of the reasons people suffer abuse is they have no other option to endure. They have no other option than to endure. So you see a lady who is being abused in a toxic relationship with a narcissist, but she will not want to leave. Why? She doesn't have shishi. The guy has bought her iPhone, has paid for her rent, has done this, done that, or her rent has expired. She's now living with the guy. What kind of guts will you need to tell such a guy that you are tired of the relationship, that is not treating you well? No. Any rubbish he brings out, you will endure. You only come to social media to come and type men as scum after blocking blocking him from seeing what you are typing, obviously. So that's the same thing that happens with work, with this entrepreneurship. So some of these people do not regard you. They don't even see you as a human being. They see you as somebody who is just poor, that they need to help by giving them a menial role. Right? With employment, with paid employment. With paid employment. Of course, paid employment is entrepreneurship for some people. A lot of people don't know. That same job that you are saying is a 9 to 5 is not a 9 to 5 for everybody. It is entrepreneurship for some people. Some people are actually the ones making the big bucks. But I'm not even talking about that. Some people are running it as this, right? And they can hire you. But I'm not talking about this. It's not a problem, especially when it is a win-win situation. It's not a problem. It's not a bad thing, right? I'm not saying that you need to start this. No. But at least start with this: your skill, your service, your knowledge. What do you have that you can readily sell? What can you create now that people would want to access and they will pay to access? Okay? Look at the unemployment rate. Is high. It's freaking high. And the more this advent of artificial intelligence, more people are going to lose their jobs. So you too, you may lose your job. If you are listening to me, if you're watching this, you may lose your job. Okay? So, why not? Why not just get ready? Why not get ready? Okay. So now the next one I'm going to talk about is Intrepreneurship. Intrepreneurship. And what does this mean? This is simply referring to your ability to create value. This is referring to your ability to create value. Okay, so when you join, you can let me know if you want to join, if you want to come up space. I don't mind bringing you up. You can have maybe a minute or two, share your idea, ask a question, anything like that. Okay, so now when we talk about value creation and empowering yourself, having options, people usually just think entrepreneurship. Okay, we are saying you should monetize. We are saying you should do well. I'm of the opinion that entrepreneurship is for everybody. This one, right? This is for everybody. Entrepreneurship is for everybody. It's for all. I disagree with people who say it is not for everybody. I disagree. Everyone can and everyone should start up profitable ventures. So This does not mean that you will not do this. It doesn't mean that you won't work. I work. Even though I don't work 9 to 5 and I don't work every day, on my own choice. Now, you can do both of them. You can have the best of both worlds. You can. But you cannot focus and do this when you are desperate. So, everyone can have value that they monetize, that people reach out to them for, people pay them for. That's what this is about. Now, this entrepreneurship, let me go back. Entrepreneurship. This one, right, is all about increasing your value, increasing personal value, right, within an organization, within the context of an organization or a company or a business that you are employed in, so that by increasing the value you are able to deliver, you can also increase your reward. It's not just about increasing value. No. If you are increasing value in an organization and it is not reflecting in your reward, you are being used. You are working overtime. You are doing extra job. You are working extra, for other people. They are short staff. You are taking over the role of those staff members that they laid off or whatever, or those that ran away. And your salary is still the same. You cannot perceive any significant benefit that is coming to you. You are being used. It's not entrepreneurship. You are probably being foolish. And most times it doesn't end well. Let's call a spade a spade. So, entrepreneurship means increasing your personal value, increasing your offer, your value offer to the organization you find yourself. By that means, they will also increase your reward. Abi? Yes, your reward. Your reward increases because your value is increasing. Your reward increases too. That's entrepreneurship. So now, one of the things I advise people to do, if you step into an organization, look out for their weaknesses, look out for their loopholes. If you are good with social media management, nothing stops you from looking at that organization that you are earning 50,000 as salary. Pitch to the MD, pitch to the HR, pitch to the programs manager, pitch to the coordinator of whatever, the project director, whoever, whatever shade and color they come in. Pitch to them and say, look, I have this. I've been able to manage my own social media page. I grew from 0 to 1,000 followers in less than 2 weeks. I grew from 0 to 10,000 followers in less than 3 weeks. So I want to do this for this organization. And I think it's going to benefit us because social media is what is currently, the biggest way people find clients and the biggest way clients find the people they need. So I think if we do this, it's going to increase our face value. There's no reasonable employer you will go and make that kind of offer to that they will not listen to you. And they now tell you, okay, what will it take? What will it take? You're already here now. We'll do it. That's where you pitch your price. Sometimes you can even offer to do it for free as part of you still increasing your personal value. There are things you do in an organization and you will be indispensable. I know they say that nobody is indispensable. Nobody is indispensable. I mean, nobody can. It's not. See, let me tell you. If you're an employer, it's not every employee that you can sack. Some employees are just unsackable. It's not every employee that you can wake up and lay off. If not, you will be risking a major downfall. You'll be risking, if they leave, the amount you spend in training their replacement will be running into millions because you cannot find somebody like them. So imagine one person that comes into your organization that can double as a trainer, as a facilitator, as a health professional, as a coach, a corporate trainer, a public speaker, a salesman. I'm just narrating my my own unique experience or my own unique story. The organizations I've worked for, they wouldn't want to let me go. They cannot let me go. Inside the organization, when they need a health professional, we have one, Chijoke, we have one. In fact, almost anything they want to branch into, I have an element of value to offer there. They need they need somebody, okay, they are doing a health talk. They need somebody to do a health talk. Chijoke can talk. Chijoke they will push me and enter. So all of those things, there's no way I would sit down to negotiate my reward and I will not be listened to. You cannot throw me out anyhow. It's impossible. I say that proudly. I say that publicly. And anybody who knows me already knows. When I go for interviews, I don't go desperate. I don't go there. I'm not going there. So, please help me. I don't have a job. And I'm looking for, if you employ me, I'll be happy. No. That's not what I'm there for. I'm there to sell. It's negotiation. And if your offer is not good for me, I get up and I walk out. I walk home. I walk away. So, entrepreneurship simply means increasing your value for the organization so that the organization can increase their reward for you. Always look out for problems. If you are in a hospital, you work in a hospital and you notice that doctors are always fighting with patients, right? There's always patient, clinician, kasala. Patient, clinician, wahala. Let me put it that way. And you know that you communicate well. You are able to communicate well. You know that you've been able to resolve conflicts a lot of times, but there seems to be a disconnect. You can carry yourself and pitch to the CMD or pitch to the managing director or find the HR and discuss these things. Okay, I have an experience in this. I do training in this. They will listen to you. By the time you do this once or twice, the day you will mention that you want to leave, that you are looking for a better opportunity, they will call you back and ask questions. What are we doing that you don't like? Is it the salary? We can increase it. I have friends who we meet and we talk. This is our life experience. So it's not as if I'm saying something I learned in a book. I have my friends that when they wanted to leave the organization they were working for, they called them back and said, no, we can't. Is it salary? Tell us, we'll increase it. Some of my friends had to make promise. One was leaving a school. She promised the school, I want to go. It's not even about the salary at this time. I'm not even interested. But before I go, let me train your replacement. Let me help you find a new staff and I'll train the person. That's how valuable you can become for an organization. Okay? Entrepreneurship. There's also a lot of satisfaction that comes from knowing that you provide a lot of value. So I've already mentioned a lot of things that you can do to increase your value and increase your reward. Think skills, think services, think knowledge. What more can I add? What more can I add to earn more? That's the question you should be asking every day. What can I add to earn more? And one of the things that I will encourage anybody who is listening to this, who is watching this, is learn to start small. That's why I'm actually trying to, do this in the training that is coming up. The U3 Mentorship Bootcamp, U3 Mentorship Expression. So the goal of this is to actually help you unleash, unlock, and become unstoppable. It's to actually help you to learn to use your voice, your skills. This is the lowest hanging fruit. What can you start now? Speaking is one of them. Writing is one of them. Coaching or teaching is one of them. These things have proven monetization pathways that work. And it can be as easy as starting a WhatsApp group. I can assure you. It can be that easy. Okay, so this is not me making you a promise. Okay, join, and then you start making billions from the comfort of your room in 2 days or less. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, at all. That's not what I'm saying. But there's an assurance that I have. When you join this program, you're going to get knowledge worth more than you ever imagined, and you'll be able to start. If you have been postponing and waiting and, I want to become a spoken word poet, I want to become a public speaker, I want to become a writer, and this is the final push that you need. We'll be sharing exactly what you need to know backstage. Let me show you my face while I'm saying this. What you need to know backstage, how it is done. Okay? How it is done. Like I said, it's not just book knowledge. It's not just to read book by Rosen Bronson or Alex Hormozy, and then come and be dumping their books on your head. No, that's not what I'm in for here. It's to show you exactly how it is done and how you can start your own journey. Okay? So whatever it is that you find to do that is able to earn you money to stay. I didn't even mention one. When it comes to service, right? When it comes to service, one of the things I fail to mention is buying and selling. A lot of people don't know. You can get certain platforms where you can easily buy. It's called all this drop shipping and what's the other name? I've forgotten the name. Oh, so yeah, drop shipping is one of them. I'm trying to remember the other one. So you can get. Are you serious? My phone battery is going to die now, and I didn't even know that was happening. No. Okay, yes. Oh. So like I was saying, like I was saying, there are platforms. Don't mind the darkness. So this is the last thing I'll be saying here. There are platforms that you can actually get to buy stuff in large quantities, right, and resell them to people who need them. There are platforms like that. There are people who sell stuff online anywhere you can buy from and resell. That's one of the easiest ways. So like even when they pay you that small salary, you can take out money from it, invest it in something else that will make you more money so that you gradually invest in your freedom. So yes. This is where I'll call it a night. Not a night because I'll go live again this night. But then I am inviting you all, if you're watching this, I'm inviting you to the program that is upcoming. You may have seen the flyer. You see, I'm doing this video in a dark room, right? I had to disconnect my light source from my power bank to plug my phone. But it doesn't matter. And that's one message I have for people. Sometimes we overthink things. We overthink things a lot. Oh, what if? Oh, I don't have a phone. I don't have this. My phone is not clear. My dear, start. By the time you start, you realize it is your message that matters most. Not the darkness, not the quality of your camera. All of those things. Put it side by side, the value that you can offer people and how it's going to change their life. All of those things put together, trash. I said it. Take it from me. Camera quality, background, prop, this one, rubbish. If you have all of those things and you still don't have value to offer, people are not going to listen to you. They may come for the serenre and paparazzi. By the time they listen once or twice, they'll kick you aside real quick. So, that said, I'm inviting you to the upcoming, come and be blessed. I'm inviting you. Do well to join. You can also register for other people. Yeah, you can register for other people. Okay. So I'll just pause at this point and I would want to know if anybody has questions. I'll take the questions and then I'll go offline. Okay. So yes, that should be all. That should be all. See you all later. Bye. And then yes, I forgot to mention. Let me see if I can bring the link up here. So if you want to join the program, the training, we're kicking off tonight really. You can click on this link, or I'll just fetch the link later. Let me see if I can see it in my link history. I'll fetch it later and put it here. Seems not to be here.